Hi, I'm Oscar from Jesus Bible Stories. This one's called The Journey After Jesus' Birth. It answers the question, just where did they travel to after the birth of Jesus? Let's begin. Before there were roads to travel, before there were kings to fear, before the world would notice, God was already moving. This is not just the story of where Mary, Joseph, and Jesus went after the night of his birth. It is the story of God guiding his promise through silence, danger, and obedience. A story of quiet faith, whispered dreams, and a journey shaped not by power, but by trust. As you listen, slow your heart. Let the noise fade, and step into a moment where heaven walks gently with humanity. This is the journey that followed the manger. The night Jesus was born did not end with silence. Bethlehem, small and crowded, still breathed with the restless sounds of travelers settling in for sleep. The air was cold, carrying the smell of animals and firewood, and above it all the stars burned with a strange clarity, as though heaven itself leaned closer to the earth. Mary lay resting, her body weary, her heart full beyond words. She watched her son sleep, wrapped in simple cloths, his tiny chest rising and falling. This child, so small, so vulnerable, was the promise spoken by angels, the hope of Israel, the savior of the world. And yet, for now, he was simply her baby. Joseph sat nearby, alert despite his exhaustion. He had delivered the child with trembling hands, his heart pounding as he realized that God had entrusted him with something unimaginably holy. Every sound made him look up. Every movement near the stable sharpened his senses. He did not yet know how much this instinct to protect would soon be tested. Shepherds in the dark. Not long after Jesus was born, the quiet was broken. Footsteps approached. Voices whispered urgently. Then figures appeared at the entrance, rough men with weathered faces and eyes wide with awe. Shepherds. They told their story in rushed, breathless fragments. Angels filling the sky, light brighter than the sun, a message of joy for all people. You will find a baby wrapped in cloths and lying in a manger. And there he was. The shepherds knelt. Some wept openly. Others laughed in disbelief. They did not stay long. Wonder compelled them to run back into the night, spreading the news to anyone who would listen. When they were gone, the stable felt quieter than before. Mary treasured every word, every glance, every sound, storing them deep within her heart. Days in Bethlehem. Mary, Joseph, and Jesus remained in Bethlehem for some time. On the 8th day, Joseph held his son firmly, but gently as he was circumcised according to the law. They gave him the name spoken by the angel, Jesus, the Lord saves. The name felt heavy with meaning, yet tender on Mary's lips when she whispered it to calm him. Bethlehem was no longer just the place where there had been no room. It had become the city where God had drawn breath. Sometime later, 40 days after the birth, the family prepared for a journey. Mary was ready to be purified according to the law of Moses, and Jesus was to be presented at the temple. Their destination was Jerusalem. The temple encounter. Jerusalem loomed larger than Bethlehem, its stone walls catching the sun. The temple bustled with life, priests, worshippers, merchants, and pilgrims. Mary and Joseph brought with them the offering of the poor, 2 doves. As they entered the temple courts, an old man approached them. His name was Simeon. There was something unmistakable about him, an intensity softened by peace. He took the child into his arms without hesitation, as though he had been waiting his entire life for this moment. "Now dismiss your servant in peace," Simeon said, his voice trembling with joy. "For my eyes have seen your salvation." Mary listened, her heart pounding. Then Simeon turned to her, and his words changed. "This child is destined to cause the falling and rising of many in Israel, and a sword will pierce your own soul too." Before Mary could fully understand, an elderly prophetess named Anna joined them, praising God and speaking of the child to all who were longing for redemption. They left the temple that day filled with wonder and unease. The wise men and the warning. Time passed. Jesus grew stronger. The family was no longer in the stable, but in a house in Bethlehem. Then strangers arrived from the east. They were scholars, men of wealth and learning, who had followed a star across deserts and kingdoms. When they entered the house and saw the child with his mother, they bowed low. They offered gifts fit for a king: gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Mary did not yet know how prophetic those gifts would prove to be. That night, the wise men were warned in a dream not to return to King Herod. They left quietly, choosing another road home. Joseph's warning came soon after. An angel appeared to him in the night, urgent and unmistakable. "Get up, take the child and his mother, and flee to Egypt. Stay there until I tell you, for Herod is going to search for the child to kill him." Joseph did not hesitate. Flight into the night. They left under cover of darkness. Mary wrapped Jesus tightly against her chest. Joseph carried what little they could take. The road to Egypt was long, dangerous, and unfamiliar. Bandits, wild animals, hunger, and exhaustion lay ahead, but fear pressed them onward. Behind them, Bethlehem slept. Soon, it would awaken to sorrow. Herod, enraged by the deception of the wise men, would order the slaughter of innocent children. The cries would echo through the town, but Jesus would be gone. In Egypt, the family lived as refugees. Foreign language, foreign customs, foreign land. Yet God was with them. Days turned into months, months into years. Jesus took his first steps on Egyptian soil. Mary sang him to sleep. Joseph worked with his hands. Life, humble and hidden, continued. The road home. One night, once again, an angel appeared to Joseph. "Get up, take the child and his mother, and go to the land of Israel. Those who were trying to take the child's life are dead." Hope stirred, but caution followed. Herod's son ruled in Judea, and fear still lingered. Another dream came, guiding them north. They returned not to Bethlehem, but to Nazareth, a small town, an ordinary place. There Jesus would grow, not in palaces, but in obscurity, not surrounded by power, but by carpentry tools, family meals, laughter, scraped knees, and Sabbath prayers. The Son of God would grow up known simply as the carpenter's son. And so the journey after his birth came to rest, not with trumpets or thrones, but with quiet faithfulness. The world had changed forever. Most people never noticed. You've been listening to Oscar from Jesus Bible Stories. Thanks for listening. Until next time, bye-bye for now.